Sorry, I was muted. Hey, everybody. Hi. How is it going? How is it going today? Today, on this very fine day! So, we're going to be doing, well... Hold on, let me, explain. Yeah, today we're just chilling out, and we're finding chill things to do. Because I really don't feel like doing much on a Saturday, and, I got church in the morning, so, we'll find something to react to. And I found just the thing. See, Kiwi Tapes, somebody I, watch from time to time. He came out with a documentary on Daniel Larson, and if you don't know who Daniel Larson is, today is the day for you to find out! To find out who Daniel Larson is! And probably why you won't be hearing about him much anymore after today. Because Daniel Larson's... he is going to jail. Maybe. Well, I mean, he prison. Not jail. Maybe. So, with all the political talk and stuff, I just want to drown that out. Because today is Saturday, and it's Saturday night, and who else were you going to be with anyways? That's right. You want to be with me. So, let's just get this going, and...
In May 2024, homeless...
That's right. In May 2024. Oh, anyways, let's begin. We're gonna have a full view of this. Yeah, there we go. There's the man, the legend, the myth, the Daniel Larson. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this periodically. You know the drill. You've watched these videos before. All right, let's begin.
In May 2024, homeless TikTok star Daniel Larson was arrested. In the prior months, Daniel had made increasingly disturbing...
We're gonna disable that.
...threats against various government officials and buildings, now facing a maximum of 60 years in prison. It is safe to say that his story has come to a close, at least for now, as the evidence is nearly irrefutable. For years now, Daniel Larson has been terrorizing the United States, costing businesses tens of thousands of dollars, attacked numerous people, and many other things much, much darker. So today, in chronological order, we're going to go over most of the major instances that led up to this moment.
I don't know much about Daniel Larson. I know a lot about Cyrax, and boy, has he been up to some stuff recently. We might discuss some of that, too, after this video.
Controlling the lies, the delusions. This is the decay of Daniel Larson. Daniel was born November 15th, 1998, to parents Elizabeth and...
Once again, as always with my streams, please, we are commenting on the person, not anything else. Just the person. Not his family, not other things. We're commenting. Actually, Aldi, I have mixed feelings about this. You will hear them have mixed feelings about this because Daniel Larson. Well, you'll see what I mean.
And Travis Larson. Daniel's grandmother would go on to describe his early living situation as full of neglect. The same grandmother would move cross-country to come live with Daniel around the time that he had turned 11. She would also help enroll Daniel in a place called the Tennyson Center. The Tennyson Center offers various services to children who have been abused or suffer from mental health conditions. Daniel, who had suffered from both, would live at the center for over a year while his grandma mother-in-law finalized her move from California to Colorado. Daniel's progress at the center was considered so promising that at the end of his stay, the news came out and covered the center, predominantly featuring him in their segment. These are some of the first known recorded clips of Daniel Larson.
The Tennyson Center for Children has become one of the Rocky Mountain region's leading treatment centers for emotionally and crisis-affected children, particularly those suffering from abuse and neglect.
Good boy.
When I first came here, I actually was really nervous.
That's 14-year-old Danny, who came from an extremely neglectful home.
When he came to Tennyson almost 3 years ago, he was very angry and confused and feeling very uncertain about his life and where he belonged and what was going to happen.
I learned to, when I'm in school, to do school and never quit, because if you quit, you won't know what to do. And if someone's trying to get you upset, don't let them make you feel bad.
It's the video sound.
Make your, just be good and make yourself feel happy.
He likes himself now. He feels good about himself. I'm not saying he's a finished job. He's got more work to do.
Yeah, it's the video.
But
Sorry.
He's a much different child than he was when he first came here.
Daniel's grandmother was also featured in this segment. Though little is known about her, she played a massive role in Daniel's early development, moving halfway across the country to prevent Daniel from falling into the hands of the foster care system. And
Now, as you can see, Daniel has a tragic background. No one deserves to go through what he did. You know, just losing your parents at a very young age. The violence. I don't know what he saw. The abuse, I guess. And that's messed up, you know? And that's not why I make these videos. I make these videos on these characters that we all the internet has come to make famous, I guess, is sometimes more or less it's a warning to people in general. Yeah, I mean, like Boogie, clearly he Boogie 2988. He's a warning of what not to become when you strike it. You get lucky and you ruin everything. You waste it, and he's a warning to everyone. That's why everyone doesn't like him anymore, because he's the warning, you know?
Daniel was very close with his grandmother. One of their favorite pastimes was watching American Idol, where Daniel would first lay eyes on singer-songwriter Grace VanderWaal. Daniel became increasingly infatuated by Grace, which was only further deepened by his grandmother's comment of him maybe being able to date her someday when he was as big of a songwriter as she was. Was that sentence directly responsible for years and years of harassment? We'll never know. But what we do know is that Grace was a mere child at the time she appeared on American Idol, and that with time this obsession would only get worse. But for now, Daniel would spend his days hanging out with his grandmother and his mentor, Bob. I previously neglected to mention Bob, so I will now. Bob Proctor is a man who met Daniel while he was volunteering at the Tennyson Center. Bob and Daniel hit it off and have maintained a friendship ever since. Things were better than they had ever been for young Danny. He had friends, family, and a loving home. That is until 2019, when Daniel's grandmother would sadly pass away and things would change drastically for him. After her passing, Daniel had to move into a group home, and seeing the rising popularity of the app TikTok, decided to join. His first few videos were merely of him going down a slide, looking at some fireworks, but in 2020 things really began to ramp up up as people noticed his eccentric personality. The first two things that Daniel did to gain notoriety in 2020 were extremely innocent compared to what was to come. Daniel had become known for running his own presidential campaign, calling himself the president, causing everyone to refer to him as Mr. President. Daniel would also create a video called Jumping Jacks for Black Lives Matter, after being trolled into believing that the civil unrest around the nation was because of him. He would create one of his infamous jumping jack videos.
Now, the Daniel Larson thing is more of a warning to the viewer. Daniel Larson is clearly mentally ill. Anyone watching this, make no doubts about it. This guy is mentally ill. And this is when I see trolling and stuff like that. Like, people think it's funny, ha ha ha, I got some guy riled up, type of thing. When it's clearly someone who is mentally handicapped and delusional, as you'll see later on in this, a bunch of people convinced this person that not only was he running for president, but he was winning.
This is for George Floyd. Rest in peace. Black Lives Matter.
Fans would also find great humor in what they called the fog, which would come and go for unknown reasons. Daniel's camera would look like a mirror in the bathroom, and people would go crazy for it. Needless to say, videos like the Jumping Jacks one would increase the population of trolls that had eyes on him. One of these more notable individuals would be called Flexburger. Flexburger would pose as a music executive, and is considered to be Daniel Larson's first quote-unquote manager, an individual who seems to have influence over Larson due to his belief that they are involved in the music business. And due to Daniel having dreams of being a famous singer-songwriter, these people have great sway over him. There have been many managers, some much worse than others. Flex is considered to be on the better end. But he wasn't the only one actively messing with Daniel, because Mr. Larson simply could not help but doxing himself. After revealing the location of his group home to the world, he began to receive pizzas at his house. At first, Daniel liked it because they were paid for. When his caretakers asked how these pizzas arrived, he said because he was TikTok famous, and his fans wanted to do something nice for him. Well, eventually people stopped paying for the pizzas, and Daniel grew increasingly more angry, as eventually almost every pizza shop in the area would no longer deliver to that location. But none of this hampered Larson's ongoing quote-unquote presidential race, which he and his trolls were taking quite seriously, hosting various Discord calls where they would have Larson discuss policy if he was elected. Daniel would make a number of concerning comments as to what he would do if he was the president, most concerning of which would be his talk of lowering the age of consent. Shocked at this comment, Flexburger began to dig deeper into what Larson had been doing online, and would uncover a bombshell so disturbing that the reputation of Daniel Larson would be changed forever. Daniel's Pinterest account was leaked on November 20th. The account was leaked by Flexburger and Associates, and contained numerous horrifying images, most of which pertaining to minors. Many pictures of Grace were also included in this Pinterest. The names of the Pinterest boards were equally as disturbing as they showed the intent behind these pictures, separating photos by age and preference. Daniel Larson never denied using these Pinterests, only that he used them a very long time ago. Later that day, the Pinterest account was deleted. While many at the time speculated that this was a troll, Daniel's actions in the future would go on to further disprove that. Days after the Pinterest was leaked, Daniel began deleting a number of posts pertaining to Grace on his TikTok account, and to turn off his comments section. After all of this, Daniel would accuse his management of fabricating this Pinterest account, even though...
So, the pedophilia allegations against him, or PDF allegations, if you wish. I won't comment on them. I believe them to be true, though, so keep that in mind. Once again, he is a person, though, that really... This is also the government should have really had their eye on Daniel a little bit more. Right now, he's in a group home when he's making all these things. There should have been flags. Just saying that.
Though he had previously admitted that he had used it, even though it was a very long time ago. Despite the pizza deliveries and jumping jacks, things would be all quiet until one of the most infamous instances in Daniel Larson history. It is known as the May 6th incident, and you'll notice that a lot of the big instances in Daniel Larson history will simply be a date. That is because Daniel Larson has had so many freakouts that it has become difficult to discern one from the other. The May 6th incident still stands out as one of the most traumatic moments in Larson history, especially to those who actually viewed the live stream that day. May 6th would start off relatively innocent, with Daniel Larson declaring war on Flexburger for the Pinterest leaks. It would be one of the first utterings of the infamous phrase, "We are going on lockdown."
Because of what Flexburger posted, we are going on lockdown. Everybody, we are going on lockdown. Stay tuned for what happens next. And Flexburger on YouTube and TikTok, you are a fucking bitch for exposing me. We are calling the Denver Police Department and reporting you.
Please do not misconstrue that this is why May 6th is so infamous, because it is what would happen after that TikTok that would burn its way into the minds of so many. Daniel would start a TikTok live and let it roll for a couple minutes, accumulating people. Daniel appeared to be very nervous, and when around 500 people showed up, he exposed himself to all of them. This would lead to a prompt deletion of his TikTok account. Daniel claimed that management had told him he was auditioning for an adult film, and that this was one way he could really jumpstart his career. Instances like this, as well as the trolling, would become more common as time rolled on. But we would...
See, and once again, I don't doubt that somebody told him that. He is mentally ill. Like, make no doubt about it. The guy is mentally ill. And whoever you are out there that trolled on Daniel, you're a sick piece of shit. I'm just telling you that. You're picking on mentally ill people.
Did not have another major instance in Larson history until over a year later. Larson was still living in the same group home, which we will just refer to as the first group home. He was still getting trolled, still receiving pizzas, and still saying horrible things on his new TikTok at the behest of management. But on June 15th, 2021, a troll finally said something that got Daniel to lose it. Various trolls had been posing for months as Grace Vanderwall, convincing Daniel that she was interested in a relationship. Daniel had been told that not only Grace was interested in him, but also her management team was interested in signing him, that he would directly work with the Vanderwall team, and things would finally be changing in his life. They were also telling Danny all the time that Grace was going to get hurt, threatening her, which caused him a great deal of stress. One day it was too much for him to bear, being threatened and told that Grace had suffered from a heart attack. Daniel would make a series of videos on a platform called Likey, where Daniel would start out calmly asking for the Vanderwall team to contact him. But as the videos rolled on, he would get increasingly more agitated and upset.
This message goes out to the Vanderwall family. Please pray for the Vanderwall family. They're currently in critical condition. Hello.
Once again, you can actually see it. Like, you can see that this guy clearly does not understand what is real and what is not. And all these people are messing with him, sending him all kinds of information. This is not a get out of jail free card for Daniel, for me. That's not why I'm doing this. This is more or less a subtle, I don't know. It's a plea to institutionalize him. I guess that's the best way to put it.
This is Daniel Larson. Please let me know if there's anything I could do to help. Please ask the Vanderwall team what I need to do to help, and also to rank up in the company. Hey Josh and Jay, please contact JP now. We have an emergency. Guys, check out my YouTube now and please comment. Check out my YouTube now and please comment. If I get the response, I will take it all down. This is my only source right now. Do it now or I commit. This is Daniel Larson. JP threatened to kill me to do all this. Please let me back on the team now or I commit. I can't take this. I can't take this. I can't take this. Josh, Jay, Vanderwall family, please, I hope you're seeing this right now, please. I can't take this much longer. I'm about to commit. Guys, message me now on YouTube. Now. I'm starting to get angry. My JP is currently in big trouble because he forced me to do this. He threatened to fucking murder me. Now, guys, it's an emergency. Now, guys. I am trying everything I can. Please message me on YouTube. I need to know what's going on. It's my only source of communication. I'm trying to get the message across, and it was all an accident. JP forced me. He threatened to kill me. I had to, otherwise he would have killed me. I demand being on the Vanderwall team. I demand, I repent. Look at my last YouTube video, guys, now. It's getting worse, and I'm about to have a panic attack. What happened to my support? What happened to my team? What happened to everybody? Everyone on the entire team and everyone who is seeing this, message Josh now. The only reason why I'm posting this is because I'm trying to get this heard. I want on the team now. I'm currently under attack. Please. I'm currently under attack. You need to let me on the team now. I don't know what to do. Please let me on the team. I can't do anything. I want out. I will take down 2 videos on YouTube to show that I care. I will take down 2. It's not letting me into my email. It's not letting me into my email because I don't have my phone number. It's not sending a verification to my phone. All I want to be is out. All I want to be is on the team so I can get a life. I have started deleting videos on YouTube, but please trust me, I need a comment now. I want to be with the team. JP is currently in big trouble with the police for what he did. Police are currently on their way. I will give updates shortly.
Daniel would threaten self.
So, as you can see, he clearly does not understand the difference between what is real and what is not. And the thing about Daniel Larson, like, I followed him for maybe a year now. There were people that were, and it wasn't just one person that was doing this to him. There was a lot of people that were talking to him, and he assumed all of them were real. And so you have all these different people saying all these different things, and they don't even know what each other's saying because they're all different people. It's a standalone complex, basically. It's what's happening to him. And he's experiencing all these different people saying all these weird things to him. And of course, that drives him nuts. And you can see it. You can actually see him being driven to insanity. And unfortunately, it has not stopped. And you'll see where this leads. But I mean, we'll keep going.
Deletion multiple times before the video would end. As you view more of Daniel, you'll realize this is a very common tactic he uses to try to manipulate people. He has stated that both this and the hitting of himself are behaviors that are learned from his mentor Bob Proctor. There would be more proof.
Kiwi Tapes more or less puts the blame on Daniel for doing these things. I don't necessarily view it that way. And you can disagree with me, that's fine, but I view it as a mentally ill person, and for instance, you wouldn't tell a schizophrenic their voices are in their head are real. But yet, he's having positive affirmation for things that are clearly psychotic breaks.
Of this in the years to come as we see more videoed interactions of Bob and Daniel. Daniel would eventually be told that Grace was no longer in critical condition and that she had pulled through from her car accident, all of which was fabricated by the trolls. They would do this all the time, saying that Grace got hurt almost every other week. One of the more notable instances of this occurring was when trolls told Daniel that Grace was in critical condition again, eventually saying that she had died. For unknown reasons, this would cause Daniel to say that he had previously sent Grace illicit photographs in the past, horrifying everyone who knew that Grace at this time was a minor. The Grace Vanderwall obsession had taken full root. I personally believe that a vast majority of the problems Daniel has gotten himself into is at the behest of fake Graces. Please don't get me wrong, I believe that Daniel Larson is extremely dangerous to society as a whole and capable of some truly terrifying things, only limited by his lack of resources. What I'm trying to say is that Daniel will put himself in very compromising situations for the faint hope that he will finally meet Grace. I also personally believe that Daniel's obsession with becoming a singer-songwriter stems with him wanting to have a relationship with her. Daniel would even go as far as to produce music of his own, which I'm sure many of you have heard. On July 15th, 2021, he would release his first public song, Roaring Thunder. Created with studio time funded by Bob and heavy auto-tune, the song isn't half bad. Championed by Larsonians as one of his greatest works. On the same day that Roaring Thunder was released, Daniel Larson was sent to the hospital for an altercation with his caretaker Jonas. Daniel has had many altercations with this caretaker, because a couple weeks later they would have another altercation which Daniel would capture on film, booting up the camera after he claims Jonas hit him, threatening Jonas and making the other residents feel extremely uncomfortable.
No! What? Get off me! Get off me! If you try to hit me one more time, bitch! I have it all on recording! You tried to hit me! I'm on the floor! I'm doing nothing to you! I'm doing nothing to you! You tried to hit me! I just did self-defense! I'm on the floor! I didn't do anything! Like, why did you raise your fist? I was just trying to get outside. Like, why did you try to grab me? Why did you try to hit me? Call Ian. Tell Ian to call me. Tell Ian to call me.
That's it. Stop.
Well, why did you try to grab me?
I don't know who is talking on the phone.
Why did you try to grab me? Why did you try to grab? Stop! Stop! Stop coming near me!
This video is a perfect example of Daniel's idea that he can do no wrong. I have never once seen Daniel seriously own up to something that he has done wrong. He will always...
Yes, Daniel does do that. I don't think I've ever heard it either. I will agree with that. I mean, Daniel's very... he's very special that way. And some of the stuff he does later on is clearly his fault. Like, I'm not absolving him of everything. I'm saying that the stuff he does when the trolls are instigating it is clearly... I mean, I put that more or less on the trolls. Because he's delusional, you know? Remember when he goes into places and he's like, I'm going to sleep here. And they're like, no, you have to leave. Like at a business, for instance. Or Planet Fitness or something. Yeah, that's a problem.
Blame it on others, even blaming the actions that he has done on the way that people have treated him. What I believe to be one of the most disastrous traits of his personality. The trolls had strengthened their grip on Daniel's psyche, convincing him of August of 2021 to travel to California for what is known as the First California Arc. Daniel was told that he was going there for music. His management had set everything up for him. All he had to do was get on a bus. After arriving in California, he claimed that he was homeless, which at this point in time he actually wasn't. He was staying at a hotel widely speculated to be paid for by Bob, using homelessness as an excuse to drum up more donations. 10 days later, Daniel would return to Colorado, ending the First California Arc rather uneventfully. But it proved the lengths that Daniel was willing to go for his music and relationship with Grace. Upon his return from California, Daniel really began to spiral. He would get drunk on his TikToks often, threaten various celebrities, JoJo Siwa being the one that got the brunt of it, and of course begin to say the N-word, which Daniel has become infamous these days for saying. It was this kind of behavior that caused an even further divide between Daniel and his caretakers. Specifically Jonas, who had been assaulted by Daniel in the past, and insulted very frequently. All of this would culminate in the infamous mac and cheese incident, where Daniel would request something to eat and receive a bowl of mac and cheese made by Jonas. Daniel would take one bite of the mac and cheese and declare that it was poisonous, investigating as to how Jonas had tampered with it.
I'm going to now ask my care provider if I could get macaroni and cheese, if that's all we have in this house. This tastes like cow piss. Literal fucking cow piss. I know why this tastes different. It's got something in it that's like sour as well. And if you look, it's got like little things in it. I don't know what it is. I've never seen that. Well, that makes a lot of sense. We don't have the fucking milk. So the asshole care provider didn't do the fucking milk. The only thing they could have done was water, but that's not the taste, but whatever. Like, I'm going to be straight up serious. Why does the mac and cheese taste a lot like ranch, but with like a tangy taste? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like honey mustard? The mac and cheese tastes more of like honey mustard, which is really weird. And if you look, bingo! I want to see how much honey mustard they actually used. Most of it, you could see actually a little bit of a line how much has actually been used. And you can't hear anything when you shake it. It's been sitting here for like about an hour now, and I've never thought that I would be this angry. But guess what? It's starting to affect my family and my girlfriend, and I'm not going to put up with this.
What? What?
During his time in the group home, Daniel had had a slew of new managers.
Wait, what the fuck does that even mean? What? What does that mean? What does that mean? What? Wait. What the hell does that even mean? It's affecting his girlfriend? What? Granted, I know Grace isn't really, but I mean, what do you mean the mac and cheese is affecting your girlfriend? Your family and your girlfriend? What? Okay. Once again, delusional. Funny, but delusional.
Ones that would try to get him to peddle their products, to ones that would actually try to help Daniel and realize that it was a lost cause. There were a lot of new people interacting with Daniel, and so many TikToks would be made in this time that are now lost. So nothing of note really happened until April 2022, a couple of months after the mac and cheese incident. Daniel, growing increasingly unsatisfied with the care of Jonas and the group home, would decide to leave, starting the very first homeless arc. After voluntarily leaving Jonas's care, he would hit the mean streets of Colorado. And it took him a while to figure out the ways of being homeless. This resulted in numerous altercations, most notable of which being the infamous porch charging incident. Daniel had wandered onto some guy's porch to charge his phone. Well, said guy returned home after whatever he was doing and asked Daniel to leave.
I remember this one.
Daniel claimed that he felt threatened and booted up the video camera just so nothing would happen, where he captures the homeowner feeling like he's in an episode of The Twilight Zone. Daniel has come onto his porch acting like he owns the place, and that the homeowner has absolutely no right to kick him out.
Get the f*** out. I'm telling you. Did you fucking hear what I said? Get the f*** out of here.
What's going on there?
I have a trespasser sitting on my porch who doesn't want to leave.
Do you know this party?
No.
Male, female?
I don't know.
You don't know if it's a male or female?
That's what I said. Yeah, wearing like a jogging outfit, red stripe, black pants with a red stripe, sweatshirt with a backpack, looks like a homeless person, needs to get off my property.
Do you know if they have any weapons?
I don't know. If they do, they better show it right now. Okay, if I ever see you on this fucking property again, there's gonna be consequences. Do you understand me? You don't come over here charging your fucking phone and using my fucking electricity. Who the fuck are you?
Ouch.
Are you gonna wait? Is that what you're waiting for?
I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know if you're
I'm
gonna.
asking you a fucking question. You better get the fuck off of here. Get the fuck out of here before I fucking move you out of here.
If you take one step
Get the
closer.
fuck off my property.
If you take one step closer.
Get off my property.
If you take one step closer.
They're coming for you, stupid fuck. Don't you understand?
If you.
Why are you fucking here?
If you put one hand on me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, fucker.
Really? It's going to be like that?
You're threatening me, and I don't know. I don't know if you're going to put hands on me.
You call me a n***.
If you're going to put hands on me.
You better get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. They're
He's
coming
lucky
for
too,
you,
because it's
bud.
Colorado.
Whatever the fuck you are, get the fuck out of here. Why are you here? Get the fuck out of here.
No, because I'm afraid.
What do you mean no?
I'm afraid.
You better start walking. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to start walking. Don't do it, bud. Don't do it.
If you're gonna put hands on me,
Get the fuck out of here.
Despite his homelessness,
sorry.
Daniel was keeping very
I'm sorry, but it's still
as he
funny.
was also spotted finishing second from last in the Denver Colfax Marathon. He was also visiting various protests. On June 24th, 2022, a Roe v. Wade protest was being held. Daniel, who was wandering the streets homeless, came
this one
into
too.
the venue and decided he was going to speak on the microphone in front of a crowd of people. He would go on to reference his grandmother's death, his attempted career in adult entertainment, and eventually has to be kicked off of stage. Here are some of the event's best moments.
I never used to be able to come out in crowds like this and be able to talk like this and be myself. So I'm actually out here right now because I'm in a current lawsuit, court case, because my life is at risk. And I'm going to explain why that happened. I'm going to explain exactly why that happened. So,
Once again, he's delusional.
My grandmother passed away of cancer in 2000, I want to say 19. And I wanted to be a singer. I was always performing when I was younger, not at a professional level. I've always wanted to also run for politics and become president of the United States. So, I'm 23 years old. This is only the beginning of my career.
This is literally out of a movie.
I'm going to say about 5 minutes, maybe less. I'm hoping it's less. But this is a very, very serious situation. I started doing about 3 or 4 covers, and it took social media by storm. And I want to say within 6 months, I was gaining per week 20 million views on social media per week. And now here I am, 3 years later at 600 million views and a lawsuit that could put my life at risk. So I came out here because I want this heard. I had somebody that claimed to be a record label reach out to me. And they gave me a contract, and it said Sony Music. And I'm gonna be serious. It was a real contract. The issue is I didn't know that they got it straight off of online. Like, you could just go online and look up Sony Music contracts and find something. What ended up happening is they wanted me to go on to TikTok Live. I went on to TikTok Live, started my platform. That was around the time when I was gaining about 20 million views per week. During this entire time, when I was getting...
They don't even know who they have up there.
That so-called management, which I later found out was fake, they ended up getting me to go onto TikTok Live and go completely new online. And at the time, there was 3,000 people. 3,000 people in that live. And it went worldwide viral. It was like an audition for a regular adult shoot that was going to help my career blow up. They said it would give me tons of views and it would help me out.
It seemed like since the release of Roaring Thunder, Daniel's delusions had grown even more. Trolls would send him threats every day, and Daniel took them extremely seriously. He was terrified that cars were following him around, people were watching him, and that somehow he was going to get hurt, blaming his managers, government caretakers, everyone but himself for
Okay, so the people following him around and stuff like that, a lot of it probably was fake. But a lot of it probably was real. You don't realize, if you don't know who Daniel Larson is, it's crazy how many people were trolling this guy. Like, literal, like, tens of thousands of people were trolling on this guy.
Lack of safety. He was told by many people in his life that he should no longer be online. But despite all of this, Daniel saw the need to continue.
I agree, actually. He should not have been online.
Daniel's delusions would be deepened even further when in July, Something More, Daniel's second song, would be released, once again funded by Bob Proctor. This would also be around the time that one of Daniel's more infamous managers would step into the picture, a man named Oxus, or Ox for short. Ox would pay for food, hotel rooms, and even accept donations for Daniel. But this wouldn't last long, as Daniel was about to find new housing and end the first homeless arc. On July 20th, 2022, the Pink Room arc begins. In this extremely short arc, Daniel managed to buy a new pair of $400 headphones, as well as produce the toothbrush and pencil incident, which I will not be discussing here. They are absolutely vile, and I don't think they add anything to the story, really.
You can figure out what that means.
Trolls who had taken advantage of Daniel's increasing instability got him to do some horrific things during the Pink Room saga. He would destroy a number of electronics, but the thing that got him thrown out of this group home only 7 days after arriving was that he put a ton of holes in the walls. Let me just show you some of the damage that Daniel did to this place. On July 27th, 2022, the second homeless arc began, and it would start off with a bang. The fake nuke prank was set up by Daniel's manager, Ox. Daniel was made homeless just a couple days previously when he had put holes in the Pink Room's walls, and in an attempt to raise money for Daniel, Ox would set up a donation limit for a stream, which would result in Daniel being pranked by being shown a fake news broadcast saying that China was going to launch a nuke. Upon hearing this, Daniel ran to the front desk and began to warn everyone of the impending disaster, coming back only to be told by Ox that it was a prank, leading Daniel to declare war on him.
Okay, it may be a test.
We shouldn't be doing this. See, once again, this Ox guy, bullshit. Clearly, you should not be doing this to a...
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where did you just go, Dan?
Downstairs to the lobby.
What did they say?
They're trying to find it.
Hey, Dan.
See,
Dan.
Yeah.
This is screwing with somebody that has delusions, and this is why you don't.
It was a prank, Dan.
Wait, listen to me now. You might actually get me kicked out of this hotel tonight. I told them that it's all over the news, Channel 18. Fox CNN. Don't ever do that again or you're getting fired.
Okay.
You know what? Goodbye, we're done for the stream tonight. You f***ed it up. I am furious. Ox is fired.
It would also be this time that the real Tina Vanderwall, mother of Grace, would get in contact with Daniel via his comments section. She would state that her and her family took Daniel's stalking very seriously and had reported it to the proper authorities. She begged Daniel to leave Grace alone and receive mental health services. Daniel profusely apologized, only wanting to talk to Tina more, not grasping what she was truly asking of him. Realizing that Daniel would never understand, Tina cut all contact, and no one from the actual Vanderwall team has spoken to Daniel since. Daniel would spend a couple of months wandering the streets of Colorado once again, occasionally staying in hotel rooms paid for by fans and Ox. Daniel would make content often consisting of what he was getting for dinner that night or filming himself walking somewhere. which would become the new norm for Daniel Larson content. He would also ramp up the posting of his community tab, which he has been known to do hundreds of times a day. Daniel will post constant updates to his YouTube community tab, and they could be anything from him discussing the stock market to posting absolutely disgusting photos. The second homeless arc would last until October 2022, when Daniel was sent to live with someone called Miss P in group housing. Miss P's group home had a number of other patients living there, and Daniel was known to be quite disruptive, especially with his online presence. And because of this, once again, Daniel was almost immediately kicked out of this housing. But it didn't go quite that simply, because he had one of the biggest meltdowns that he has ever had over this. Referred to as the October meltdown, Daniel would get extremely confrontational with staff before putting a bunch of holes in the walls. Police were called, and Daniel was kicked out to be homeless once again. Here are some of the craziest moments from the October meltdown.
Robert said that
So, once again, we have Daniel Larson freaking out. And I truly believe these freakouts wouldn't have happened if he didn't have so many people egging him on. That's just simply the facts of the matter. He constantly had people egging him on to do these things.
Broke the window. Miss P has been dealing with you.
Robert's not trying to kick you out, man.
I don't think
I have his number.
Okay, but Robert's not trying to kick you out. Like, you don't have to record everything. Like,
I am required to for my company and for my protection.
you understand that, but Robert's not going to kick you. Like, hey, you can't do that, man. You can't bust home.
listen. So you deal with him all that time?
Hold on, listen to me. Hold on, listen to me. You said, listen to me.
You terrifying him and
Listen to me. Stop interrupting me.
it doesn't work like
Listen to me. You straight up, listen to me. You straight up,
deal with that.
you straight up, listen to me.
Hey!
Listen to me.
Hey!
You need to listen to me rather than interrupt my goddamn shit.
No, because what you're doing right now is just, hey, chill out.
You straight up, listen to me.
No.
Yeah, he hits himself quite a bit.
It's over. You should have stopped doing that. Hey!
You guys are not cooperating at all.
You're not cooperating.
They're not doing anything right. You guys are supposed to call my entertainment manager for security reasons. And you guys want to blame me for everything. It's not my fault.
We just blame you for the holes you put in the wall.
No, it's... The reason why that's happening is because you guys are like blaming me for all my f***ing career.
Oh, do you see your head?
You guys want to blame me for just the fact that I am popular. You guys don't listen to me. You guys don't listen to me at all.
You need medical attention.
You guys straight up don't listen to me.
Damn, we love you, bro.
But you guys don't listen to me. You guys call the police instead.
Because
You guys don't help at all. I've even had meetings with my case manager about this. You guys don't handle this right. And then you guys got angry because I'm recording when I told you guys that hold on, don't interrupt me.
I apologize.
Don't interrupt me.
No one's angry because you're recording. That is your legal right.
Exactly, and then she told me I could do it outside of this house.
Yeah, but because you can't record us, and you're recording
I can record you for my you just said legal right.
Your legal right, but your legal right is counsel once you start recording us.
That's no.
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you know what? I'm not on a
I can't
contract.
record you.
There is no contract because I never signed a contract.
So Daniel, you know that I recorded you and I have interacted a whole bunch of times.
Well, I'm gonna record as well
Here, sit.
for my career purpose,
Sit.
for my
What's going
safety.
on?
So, yesterday, the police showed up because there was a situation that escalated. Somebody was. I'm a singer-songwriter, so that's important to get across. Is
Daniel,
that I'm.
you and I have interacted a whole bunch of times.
I realize that.
Okay, so
but,
we don't need to go through this. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've got contracts.
Okay,
I've got just,
okay.
What happened?
Okay, so I have an update. So I am now kicked back out, living on the street again. The police officer that showed up, that the Shield Foundation called, is the same police officer that has written all of my other charges against me. They have now wrote another one for $1,000, estimatively. They do not know, but is what they said. They do not know, but they estimated it at $1,000. They refused to talk to my case manager, Reva, and they called me a liar about my entire management and how we're trying to get all this, sorted out.
But Daniel being removed from the house was only the start, because he would call up his mental health caseworker and berate them with insults, threats, racist remarks. Daniel said so much that the entire program had to drop him, as well as his caseworker getting pretty upset with him over the phone. This caused Daniel to fire up the camera and show us just how angry he was with his caseworker and the very organization who had found him housing in the first place. Keep in mind...
Once again, I firmly believe it's because these people online were winding him up the entire time. I also believe that Daniel probably... I mean, he's gonna have trouble, if you're autistic and you're delusional like he is, you're going to come with trouble. Everyone knows that. But I think that the egging on really, really did it.
This all happened the same day and is still considered part of the October meltdown.
Aaliyah, who is working the front desk at Shield, told me that I am not welcome to go home, and what I need to do is I need to go to the mental hospital. Aaliyah at Shield just cussed me out and called me names and literally just partied on the phone, letting me just scream at her. He's a bitch!
That's Daniel.
Jackass motherfucking Shield is motherfucking and
yeah.
Escalating this shit. They just let me fucking scream on the phone because they were telling me that I was a bitch and now I'm a liar. You guys bitches, motherfucker! The fucking Shield.
He needs to be in a mental hospital.
Clapping at me and screaming at me on the phone, calling me a bitch ass liar, and I just broke a window in public because of this shit.
This would mark the beginning of the third homeless arc, and as far as I know, Danny never received group housing again. He had caused so much damage and issues within the system that they will no longer work with him. And Colorado is known for providing good services to people like Danny. One of the better states in the US, in fact. Danny burning all of these bridges is
literally
almost unprecedented. And this
I lived there.
homeless arc would be
much
rougher than the previous two. It would all start with Daniel meeting up with some fans who would get him to consume some of the devil's lettuce, as well as abandon him in Colorado Springs, 70 miles away from where he previously was. Daniel would walk 22 miles before being picked up by a sympathetic fan, as he had to make it back to Denver, where he knew things were. During this time, Daniel was also hospitalized for claiming he could not feel his legs. Chalked up to nerve damage caused by hypothermia, Danny has suffered some very cold nights on the streets. A far cry from the previous two arcs where he was put up in motels every once in a while. Nothing more of note would happen until December 10th. One of the most disturbing instances in Daniel Larson history would occur. Daniel would start the day leaking the location of the motel room that he was staying at, leading trolls posing as motel employees to threaten Daniel. Daniel is in the car with Bob while he is receiving all of these threats and proceeds to have a meltdown, culminating in him attacking Bob. Here is the December 10th incident.
Get out of my car, Daniel! No! Get the hell out of my car! God damn! Get out of my car!
No! You don't understand! You don't... Stop!
Get
It's
out of
not
my
my
car!
fault! It's not my fault! It's
Get
not
out
my
of my
fault!
car!
The motel! The motel! The motel
my
just
car.
threatened to kill me!
Get out of my car!
Stop! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me!
All brought on by trolls, by the
Threatened to
way.
kill me!
Get out of my car!
No!
Get out of my
No!
car,
I'm not
Daniel!
going to! I'm not going to! I'm bleeding!
Literally, this was all brought on by a bunch of freaking trolls trolling them. This is when trolling becomes, I would say, a crime. And really, the cops need to look into... I mean, obviously they can't go back then and get that information, but really, well, a few of them are. A few of them are going to be looking at stuff. But police really do need to pay more attention because trolling does exist. And, like, when you're trolling people that aren't necessarily mentally well, this is what happens.
Yeah, you're bleeding because you're hitting yourself.
But you don't...
I've got to get help. I've got to get help. I've got to call the police.
No, I'm bleeding.
I've got to
all
call
over
the
me.
police.
No, the motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me!
I've got to call the police. I've got to get you out of here.
The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me!
And you're trying to kill me.
The motel threatened to kill me! 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 The motel threatened to
I've
kill
got to
me!
get the police here to get you out of here.
The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me!
Bob Proctor,
The motel threatened to kill me!
he was probably the best person in Daniel's life. And that relationship is completely gone now.
The motel threatened to kill me!
Get out of my car.
No, you don't! I need
Get
help!
out of my car.
I need help! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me!
This is your last chance to get out of my car. This is your last chance.
The
Tell them
motel
you're
threatened to
beating me.
kill me!
And tell them you're beating me.
No, you hit me! You broke my arm!
I didn't break your arm.
You grabbed me!
Yeah, because you were beating me. You sure this is what you want? I'm calling the police.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Okay.
No, you're not helping me! You're not helping!
You're hitting me.
But you're not helping me! The motel threatened to kill me!
While some may have thought that this could have been the end of Bob and Daniel's relationship, it was not the case, as days later Bob would pay to have Danny sent to law.
That's partly true and partly false. I don't think Daniel ever was in person with Bob. I think Bob still continued to take care of Daniel, but not in person.
Los Angeles, California, beginning the travel arc. Upon arriving in Los Angeles, Daniel would host fan meetups, claim he was being followed, and...
By the way, this is about the time when I started... Well, actually, it was. When Daniel did that, a guy named Bass Shaman that I watch sometimes posted a video of that, and that's when I became aware. So this is the moment that I became aware of Daniel Larson.
contract scabies, being diagnosed with the flesh-boring mite around the end of 2022. After being diagnosed with scabies, Daniel made the willing decision to go to Disneyland. He would meet up with a couple of fans who didn't seem to know about the darker side of his lore, and travel all around the park. As previously stated, he had been diagnosed with scabies only days earlier. Daniel would ring in the new year by getting arrested for dining and dashing from a cheesecake factory, but even though he was arrested, he faced no consequences for these actions. In February, Daniel would travel to Las Vegas, where he would have numerous poor interactions with casinos. Upon arriving in Las Vegas, Daniel requested money for hotel rooms, and ended up being kicked out of and banned from all MGM establishments, after doxing his location and fans calling in. Having nowhere to stay, Daniel would find a casino bathroom to post up in for the night. Upon realizing this, security asked him to leave. Daniel refused, and this interaction ensued.
No, you fucking won't. You aren't gonna do shit. Don't yell at me. I said don't yell at me. I said don't yell at me. I didn't do anything. Don't grab me like that. Don't fucking grab me like that. I didn't do anything. I didn't fucking do anything. I didn't do anything. Don't fucking grab me like that, bitch. Don't grab me! I have it on fucking camera, bitch!
Days later, Daniel would make one of the first threats that I believe put him on the radar of the FBI. He would claim to have left something in the casino that could cause a mass tragedy, all of which was of course untrue, but Daniel had made the claims anyways. And this was the beginning of a disturbing trend of him making these kinds of threats. Growing tired of Vegas, Daniel hopped on a bus and traveled to Texas, where...
That detail of what got him on the FBI's radar is going to become very important in this story, because if you don't know, Daniel Larson was taken into custody by the FBI.
His paranoia was on full display. Daniel believed that he was being followed, that people were out to attack him, and looked extremely nervous for the duration of the Texas trip. Nothing major of note would happen in Texas, though, and members of Daniel's new management team would decide to buy him a plane ticket from Texas to New York. Daniel was going under the guise of finally meeting Grace Vanderwall, but still had not shaken the paranoia that he felt in Texas. This led to numerous instances in New York, first of which being the April 3rd train incident, where Daniel kicks the train doors out of fear. Though it isn't anything major, I wanted to show you because I believe that it displays Daniel's paranoid mindset perfectly at this time, as he appears extremely nervous.
Well, who wouldn't be? All right, even a sane person would be. You have, and like, imagine yourself believing all these, like, you're getting like a million texts a day from all these different people pretending to be all these different things. Of course you're going to be paranoid. And he actually believes all these texts. So who knows what's being said to him, right? Because he doesn't, like, talk about his texts, like all the texts that he receives. Some of them he does. Some of them he, oh my gosh, some of them he does. But, like, he can be, you know, you don't know what's being said to this guy.
Okay, the airport security did see me. This is a problem. They are thinking that I am currently being suspicious, with me being on video and panicking. Oh my fucking hell. Okay, the fans want me to go to a particular location
They're trying to plan an assassination attempt. I need security. I need help ASAP. This is serious. I'm under attack. Stop. You guys are f***ing scaring me. Stop. Stop. You guys are f***ing scaring me. Okay, I'm going to need to wait until somebody can send out security.
The day after all of this happened would be the bodega incident. On April 4th, a couple of trolls decide to follow Daniel around a New York bodega. They follow Daniel around the store, ask him a couple of questions, and of course he runs away telling them he's gonna call the police. After recording him for a couple of minutes, they decide to leave. It is after they leave that Daniel hops on a Discord call with members of his management. And this call captures Daniel getting into an altercation with the bodega employee. After Daniel attacked him, he absolutely laid him out. It was so bad that Daniel ended up in the hospital.
This product is not police need to walk out right now.
Yes,
right now.
The police are on their way.
Right, you wait for the police outside. Let's go.
I'm not going to do that because the police told me to wait here. I have you on film. I have you on film.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
You don't frick with a New Yorker, man.
Get out.
I have you on film.
They're not soft like the Colorado
I have you
people.
on film, bitch. The police told me to wait in there, bitch. No, because you hit me. You hit me in there.
Let me know.
You hit me in there. So of course I'm going to self-defend myself. Bitch.
You know, I'm actually surprised Daniel is alive after going to New York.
So, this is what I look like after I got assaulted by 2 fans in New York City in 2023.
I love how he calls them fans, too. It's like the dude punched you in the face. It's not a fan.
Fractures that I know of. I did have a fairly good-sized cut on my nose.
Daniel would spend the next couple weeks in New York until another instance of note would occur. He would meet up with another infamous TikToker, World of T-Shirts, at the behest of his manager, Michael Quinn. Daniel would reluctantly meet up with World of T-Shirts after much...
I'm not aware of World of T-Shirts. I know he has locale status too, but I don't know anything about him. So, sorry. Can't tell any personal stories about that.
Convincing.
I only know about Daniel Larson. I haven't actually spoken with him, so I mean, it's not like I have personal stories with Daniel Larson either.
And the whole interaction was relatively uneventful, but I thought that I'd at least mention it. A week later, Daniel would have a meltdown that would lead him to throw his headphones into the Hudson River and declare that he needed to purchase a weapon for protection. The next day, Daniel was followed around a mall by fans, leading to this infamous clip.
He doesn't like it. Do you know this guy? He's a very famous guy. $20. $20.
No, I don't care.
Buddy, come here, buddy.
If you take one step closer, no.
Don't fall.
See, once again. Come on, man.
Buddy.
Dude. Dude.
You want me to call security?
Before I get the police.
You just punched the machine.
Leave before I get the police on you.
You punched the machine.
Anything on social media, you will be sued.
A couple of days after this clip is taken, the travel arc ends and Daniel returns to Colorado. During the travel arc, he went all around the United States right after he had been diagnosed with scabies. Daniel embarked on this whole trip in an attempt to meet up with Grace, which trolls told him would be at nearly every location he visited. During this trip,
hey, he has good
was
headphones,
extremely
Sony's.
paranoid. He had a ton of meltdowns, and I believe it is because he was in unfamiliar territory. He was homeless
They're
in
cheap,
Denver
but they're really
long
good.
enough to know what was going on there, but in all these other places they're new. And this caused the paranoia to spike. But even though Daniel was home, it did not mean that the trolling was going to end, because on May 25th, the ice cream parlor incident would take place. Daniel would be found by a troll at an ice cream parlor, and after going in to confront him, he would have a meltdown, proceeding to be kicked out of the ice cream parlor and to scream the N-word. Here is the footage captured.
Okay, so once again, this is because some trolls were picking on him and going in there and riling him up. Like, Daniel Larson is an okay dude if people aren't riling him up. Unfortunately, people telling him that Grace Vanderwald's dying and, like, all this other crap, you know, makes him go crazy. You know, if it wasn't for the internet, I believe that he'd probably be a very happy kept person. He'd probably be in a nice home and, you know, Colorado, probably a group home, Colorado. Probably a great relationship with Brock Proctor, you know. Just good stuff going all around. But unfortunately, people kept playing into his delusions.
I'm security.
No, I'm serious. Why are you taking pictures of this man? Leave him alone.
I'm security. John Summit.
Police are on their way.
John Summit.
I'm going to need to ask you to...
Daniel, John Summit told me to ask you if you've showered any time recently.
Okay, I'm going to need to ask you guys to leave.
You still smell like poop. Hey, don't charge me, Daniel.
Let's see.
You want to start something to bring it?
Okay, I'm on the phone with...
Get out now!
You have the warrant for your fucking arrest.
Holy shit.
Let's see. He looks... They're riling him up, and they're...
A couple days later, Daniel would make a series of threats that would
Like, you can't get mad at him because, yeah, he said a racial slur, but he's also mentally ill. Like, do you get mad? I can't even say what I want to.
July 9th, 2020,
because I know that will get me in trouble. But, like, you can't get mad at someone who is mentally ill for saying something like a racist slur or something like that. They're mentally ill.
A shepherd that he named Music. Almost everyone came together to try to do anything possible to help Music, reporting Larson to animal control constantly. Concern would only grow as Daniel posted more footage of Music looking dehydrated and panting rapidly. Music would eventually be rescued by a concerned fan posing as a vet who was able to fool Daniel that the dog had a condition that they could treat. After putting Music in their car, they drove off. When Daniel had finally realized what had happened, he would run into a Walmart and have another meltdown, throwing things off the shelves, breaking stuff, screaming. It eventually got so bad that he had to be detained by people in the store. Daniel got pretty roughed up in the process, as I assume he was attacking people. For a long time we had no footage of this incident, but eventually someone was able to gather the body cam. Here is the footage of his arrest.
Yeah.
I got my dog now.
Just relax for me, okay?
I got my dog now. And then I got attacked in the parking lot.
Alright, just relax. Just relax. We're gonna get figured out what's going on, and then we can go from there. Is this one? Okay. Here, I don't want to hurt your arm. So, until we get
Is this
figured out,
Boulder?
I'm detaining you, all right?
Okay.
You just relax.
Did it say Boulder, Colorado?
Three Tom 26. We've got him detained. Everything's calmed down. We'll start with the three we've got. Figure out what we got going. You get fired.
I got it.
There we go.
Yeah, she's waiting over here. First, there we go.
Would you be more comfortable sitting up? You can sit up. Looks like we've already got a bit of a mess. Before it get worse, right?
What's your name, bud? Daniel. Daniel, what's your last name? Larson.
Take a couple breaths for us. The only way we're going to be able to figure out what's going on is if you can calm down and tell us, all right?
After Daniel was eventually released, he learned that the Walmart would be pressing charges, and in a rage, Daniel called 911 to threaten various government buildings. By now, the FBI was well aware of Daniel Larson and had begun the long process of building their case against him. But for now, Daniel was free and allowed to roam the streets again. He would even turn down another housing opportunity because they had the condition of no internet access, claiming that it would be impossible for him to advance his career. Daniel would also grow a hatred for singer-songwriter Jacob Sartorius, who the trolls told him was in a relationship with Grace Vanderwall, fabricating numerous pregnancies and marriage attempts. Daniel would also grow a hatred for Grace over this. After a fake Grace had sent him a threat, Daniel would proceed to make various threats of his own, saying some pretty horrific stuff, foaming at the mouth and hitting himself. 2 days later, Daniel would have another fight with Bob. Bob requested that Daniel did not film while he was in the car with him, even asking Daniel to put his phone in the center console. Daniel did not comply and began filming for what he claimed was his safety, eventually getting so worked up that he attacked Bob.
So I wasn't going to
Actually, this might be the one I saw. I might have been wrong.
Me bringing my phone in the car. Okay? Now I'm going to film because that's my legal right.
It is. Yep. This is the one I saw. This is when I got involved.
So
this is when I saw.
You're causing this issue to yourself.
When I first found out about Daniel. Not the other one. It's this one.
You are literally causing this issue to yourself. And I guess I will go without dinner now because you have a problem with me even bringing my phone with me.
He showed the previous one during this, but this is the one.
Right. You are crazy. You are never helpful anymore. All you do is cause issues. You told me not to be on the phone in the car. I wasn't.
I said, turn off your phone and put it in the console, and you said yes.
I'm not going to put it in the console, but I will be more than happy to stay off my phone and turn it off. You had a problem with me, like literally having it on my seat. The phone was literally turned off. Okay? I just turned it on to film this because you had a problem with that. I'm now filming for my protection. This is ridiculous. You are so stubborn, like I was saying before. So, are we going to get dinner, or are you taking me back to the motel and I'm just going to not have anything for dinner? And I'm not going to eat today at all. And I guess I'll starve tonight. So what is it?
Get out.
I'm not going to do it. Because I had my phone.
Get the f*** out of my car!
Okay, don't f***ing grab me.
You want me to break your arm?
If you break my arm,
then get the f*** out of my car!
Okay, then let go of me. If you f***ing hit me, holy f***, where did my phone go? Where did my f***ing phone go? Oh, you are hitting me!
You're hitting me! God damn you!
You hit me first, bitch!
Get out of my car!
You hit me first! I'm not playing these games with you! Holy f***ing hell, bitch! Don't grab me like that! Don't f***ing grab me!
Quit hitting me!
You hit me!
No!
You hit
me repeatedly!
Don't let go of me. Get out of my car.
Damn.
Quit hitting me. You hit me, so I have a right to defend myself. Get out of my car. Get out of my car. Now where's my phone, bitch? Get open the door and you'll find it. Get out of my car. Ow. God damn you. I'm gonna call the cops now. No, because you hit me. Get the hell out of my car. You hit me. Better find it. Where did he go? Ow! Get away from my car! Holy f***ing hell! You ran over me! Bob just ran me over with his car. Bob just ran me over. Bob just ran me over. Bob just ran me over with
As you can see, Bob didn't run him over, but
Bob just ran me over with his car. Bob just ran me over with his car. Bitch. Bob just ran me over. Fuck, bitch. Bitch. Bob is a bitch. Bob is a bitch. Bob is a bitch. He hurt me. He fucking hurt me.
After putting holes in the drywall, Daniel was reported to the hotel and swiftly kicked out. The next major thing to happen would be known as the first college arc. Daniel would travel to the University of Colorado Boulder and claimed that he was enrolled in classes. Little did he know that he was being trolled by members of a fraternity. They would take him on dorm tours, let him tag along for parties, and even coach tennis matches. But the most major thing to happen was the troll posing as Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime. Deion Sanders is the coach of their college
You couldn't even lift the bar.
And this troll had convinced Daniel that Deion wanted him up there at the next rally. Fully believing this, Daniel attempted to go in and was of course denied by security. Days later, after another attempt, Daniel would be arrested for striking a security guard. It was around this time that Daniel also got his infamous reverse mohawk, given to him by a couple of trolls who he assumed would shave his head, but ran off soon after giving him the mohawk. Daniel would also mention being contacted by the FBI about his previous statements. The legitimacy of this being a troll or the actual FBI will always be up in the air. The college arc would finish with nothing of note besides Daniel's arrest and subsequent release after the assault of the security guard. Daniel's delusion was on full display during the college arc, truly thinking that all of these trolls had his best interests in mind. The next major thing to happen would be on November 10th, and
by the way, those people
Panera Bread incident. Actually, after arriving to eat in a Panera,
those people, by the way, I hate to be you. See, the people that fooled Daniel during the college arc, during when the FBI contacted him, or perhaps maybe not, but he was definitely on their watch list. The ones that were trolling him then, from that point, I don't know, you guys, you're in legal jeopardy.
Bread, Daniel's fans would call the place, resulting in him being kicked out. Only Daniel didn't make it that easy, having at the time his biggest public meltdown.
Those people are causing the situation. Stop telling me, bitch! You're cursing me. I'm not putting hands on you. I'm not putting hands on you. Try me. Try me. Try me. Try me. Try me, bitch. Try me, bitch. Try me, bitch. Try me, bitch. I will murder you. I will murder you, bitch. Look at this. Fans are leaking the location, bitch. recording. We are a violent customer. Fans are leaking my location. I'm famous. That's not that we know of. She's famous.
And as you can see, he's spiraling deeper and deeper into his insanity. The reason why it's blacked out is because you can't show violence on YouTube. Daniel's hitting himself in the face though.
I got it all on video, like ever since. I seen the
In the aftermath of this event, Daniel is banned from all Panera locations for 1 year and threatens Bob once again. Daniel is also noted to have been in and out of the homeless shelters at this point. Makes sense because the Colorado winters are not known to be mild. During this time, Daniel would continue to make his TikToks walking around the city and posting hundreds of times a day on his community tab. On December 10th, the Olive Garden incident would occur. Daniel would enter the restaurant requesting a large table for him and the Vanderwall team who would be meeting him there. Trolls had already called the staff, so they told Daniel to wait for Grace and they would seat him then. While in the waiting area, Daniel is convinced by trolls that the Olive Garden is part of a massive conspiracy that is out to distribute illicit photographs of him, stating that there is a machine in the back that is printing these photos for distribution. Yep. Upon hearing this,
once again, these people
asks him to leave, and in response, Daniel pulls the fire alarm.
So once again, these people, I would imagine, are in legal trouble. The people that called the Olive Garden, the people who convinced him, because at this point there's police watching him, and I would imagine that they're not just watching Daniel, but they're actively looking at who's contacting him and such like that, and feeding his delusions. Because I mean, I imagine there's some type of abuse of somebody that is mentally handicapped, and Daniel's clearly mentally handicapped. I don't think there's any way around it. He is delusional, and when you have these trolls doing this type of shit to somebody, and they're reacting, this way, and you're laughing online about it, I'm sorry, man, but you gotta accept this whole steak. You bought the steak, you eat it.
I'm performing a citizen's arrest, so the FBI is outside. I have more than enough photos coming in. Okay.
Who are you arresting?
I'm arresting every single person here. I'm arresting all employees.
You're telling me that you're a celebrity?
Yes.
Okay, do people take pictures of celebrities, right?
Right, but you were back in back.
Yes.
Printing off documents.
I was?
You said that and it's on video.
I was printing off documents?
Yes.
You're okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna ask you to come over here actually. Over here. We've been very nice. Like that's what I'm gonna tell you. You're not filming me, correct?
I am legally required to.
No, you can actually just leave now.
I don't have to leave. The FBI is here. I have photos.
Okay, sir, this is what I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna calm down right now. You're gonna stop filming me, or I'm gonna call the police and they're gonna remove you from here. I know that's what you want. I know that's what you're famous for on TikTok, but we are not doing this. You're gonna curse at me again, or you're going to leave.
I never cursed.
Okay, sir. What I'm gonna tell you right now is you're gonna stop filming and you're going to leave, or I'm going to call the police right now.
Go ahead and call the police.
Thank you. I will. We're done.
I just got sent pictures and photos of Grace being assaulted. I'm not gonna just sit here and call those photos fake. I got sent them from the FBI.
I'm gonna ask you again about the person. There's children in here. I'm gonna ask you again.
I have photos.
I need you to lower your voice.
I just got notified that Rick Yorn at LBI Entertainment, who is the CEO, has called the head manager and the CEO of all Olive Gardens, and you're fired.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Once again, when you push a mentally ill person to the edge, that's, I mean, what do you expect?
And days later, the Golden Hotel incident would occur. Daniel was told that he would be meeting Grace there for a week-long reservation. After arriving at the front desk, he was recognized by the manager, who told him that the other stores in the area were quite familiar with him and knew not to serve him, causing Daniel to rage.
Yeah, but you were asked to leave our property. You're not allowed to stay here, and I'm gonna call the police department.
I'm aware, but I just...
Please leave our premises
I'm
right
asking for the number that called.
I am asking you
because
and telling
it was
you
Indulge. It's been Woody's Pizza. It's been every... I don't care. It's been every business on the street.
I'm friends with Woody's manager, so...
They called us saying that you were causing troubles.
I haven't even been there in like a couple months.
Please leave, Daniel. I'm asking you to please leave the property. I'm not doing this with you tonight. I do not want to call the police, and I will. Okay?
Like, why
You're
would
not
you?
allowed
Why?
on the property
Why would you call the police on me if I'm not doing anything?
because I've asked you to leave. And
But
we have multiple people come and tell us that you are causing problems in Golden, Colorado. I have people that are paying good money to stay here.
I did too. I did too. You're stealing my money because I've already booked a motel room.
Did I look at the reservation that you provided me, the confirmation?
I don't have anything for you.
There is nothing in there. There is absolutely nothing in there. We have asked you nicely.
I have.
I'm going to tell you need to leave.
I have proof that I booked the reservation.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
I just read it to you, like when I was sitting right over there.
Yes. I don't care if you take a video of me for your stupid TikTok account. I'm over it, and I will have the police trespass you if you do not leave the property right now.
Go ahead and trespass me.
Okay, great.
I'm working on
this is uncalled for.
It's not uncalled for. I have the right to refuse anybody in this building whenever I feel like it. I don't want the issues. And it's a red flag when all of Golden knows about who you are, Daniel.
It's because I'm fucking famous.
I don't care. I don't care if you're famous.
So
they're calling our business saying that you're causing trouble. And right now, you are causing my property trouble. So I need you to leave.
Okay, then I'll leave the state of Colorado.
Bye. See you later. Are you serious right now?
Yes.
Why? That's why you're kicked out. Get out. I'm calling the police. Get out.
You guys are ridiculous. Like, just because I booked a motel room?
Don't break my stuff. Don't break my stuff. Get out, Daniel. Now. Get out. Don't come back. If you come back,
then I'll leave Colorado.
Get out. Get out.
Then I'll leave Colorado.
Get out of my property now.
Then I guess I'll violate probation and leave Colorado.
Goodbye.
Because all of this town is reporting me.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the truth.
Goddamn living. The Golden Hotel just stole $2,000. I booked a week at their motel.
A couple of other things that would happen in this time period would be Bob cutting off all contact with Daniel. Upon not hearing from Bob, Daniel would grow so concerned that he would call a wellness check. Bob would tell the police that he simply wanted nothing to do with Daniel, and they would relay the information to him. Daniel also claimed to have been contacted by the Secret Service and FBI about his comments in regards to Grace Vanderwall. Daniel would be followed by a drone that seemed to increase his paranoia even more, and to top it all off, he had a troll throw Mountain Dew on him in the middle of winter.
Daniel, how are you? Good? Photos?
like that, Daniel?
Back away.
Things were really not looking
Yeah,
good
that's-
for
once
him.
again, that's just
Life
me.
on the streets was very hard, and he would have problems at the home.
Like, that's not funny. Like, you don't do that to somebody. Like, I don't get why people would think that's funny, or trolls would think that's funny. Like, you don't do that even to your enemy. You know?
Homeless shelter that would make him not able to always stay there. So he was crashing just about anywhere he could, eventually leading him to the Denver National Airport, where seeking rest he would find a canvas credit union. Upon finding a sleeping homeless man in their lobby, the employee called the police, who responded, simply asking Daniel to leave and find somewhere else to sleep. As always, Daniel refused, the whole ordeal culminating in Daniel being arrested for 5 outstanding warrants.
Just so you know, the gentleman that was in here with you
Yes.
is the one that flagged me down. Okay?
Okay.
So, I do have a reason to talk to you. Okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
I understand that.
Do you have any other personal property that's what's in your pockets?
I have my court paper.
Now, this is a part of Daniel that I don't understand. And this is where I can see kind of he may not be as mentally ill as he puts out online. And this, because he acts very differently when there's police officers involved. And he stops. He doesn't act out at all around police. And so, take what you want with that knowledge, you know?
Work.
Okay.
But that's it.
Okay. So in addition to the 2 warrants that we're going to take you on today, you have 3 additional warrants that are not extraditable out of Denver that you need to go take care of.
I am aware.
Okay, so that's 5.
And then I was also, like I said, I came here to the Canvas Credit Union because I had to.
I'm going to tell you that's not going to fly today. Airport office is going to explain that to you, so we can quit going over that piece of information. Airport office is going to explain it to you.
So you flying out today?
I'm not. I came here to the Canvas Credit Union because I bank with them.
Okay.
And then I was waiting about 10 minutes until, well, it's now about 10 minutes, but I was waiting 20 minutes because I was waiting for the bus to downtown Denver.
Okay.
I was aware of the warrants, and they are bench warrants, and I was on my way down there anyways to go handle those.
Okay, so
I had to go to the bank this morning here because I got my debit card.
Okay, so I'm with airport operations. I'm not going to say that's official business, so you can't be out here unless you have a boarding pass. There's other Canvas credit unions or other credit unions you can use. So you're being advised today of a Rule 30.18. If you come back out here, you can be cited for trespassing. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
All right, go and unplug we'll unplug it. Just go and stand up for us.
Yes. Do you want me to turn off my phone?
That's up to you.
Okay.
Daniel was released shortly after this arrest, even though he had 5 outstanding warrants. And this would be far from the last time that Daniel would escape the clutches of the law. But for now, Daniel seemed more interested in what he called going back to college. No one actually believed that Daniel was going to college. We knew that another trolling attempt was in the works. This time, they had convinced Larson to go to online college, which was just a Zoom meeting between all of them. Larson would learn about the ancient history of Texas, Asia, as well as various other things, learning completely incorrect information along the way. While Daniel didn't have a meltdown in any of these, he said some absolutely hilarious stuff. A couple of days after the fake college arc began, Daniel would be fart sprayed and have a meltdown. eventually going to the hospital where he would freak out and be trespassed. This would cause Daniel to go on his TikTok and make threats against this hospital. And about a week after that, Daniel was arrested, but not for all of these horrible threats that he was making. It was for failure to appear. During his time in jail, he would have outside contact with almost no one but his manager, Clark. And on March 1st, when he was released, he got a new phone, started a new TikTok, and a new YouTube. Daniel would continue the usual walking around the city, all his normal TikToks, until the 20th, where he was picked up again for outstanding warrants, only spending 1 day in jail. A couple days later, he was picked up once again and released within 24 hours. This was 3 times in the past month that Daniel had been in jail, and none of the charges had stuck. People truly believed that he could get away with anything, and I think so did he, because he...
Yeah, he literally, he went nuts after this. He was like the Teflon Don, you know? Yeah. Like, literally.
Would pull yet another fire alarm at a hotel that he was staying at, for almost no apparent reason. Needless to say, Daniel Larson was worse than ever. He had been getting away with his actions for years now without facing any consequences, and believed that he could personally do no wrong. His mental state was worse than ever due to him taking all the threats from the trolls seriously, and his lack of connection with the real Bob meant that these were the only people he had left in his life.
They were trolling him, telling him that he was Bob. They were Bob Proctor. And they were lying to him. They were impersonating him. And so they all kind of led him along with their fake little, hey, I'm Bob, type stuff, and telling him all kinds of crazy shit. And even putting money into his account and taking it out too. Matter of fact, there is probably a case that these trolls set up Daniel Larson's accounts and stuff like that, and Daniel Larson had money in those accounts, and they took it out. So there's some theft involved too. So, yeah, salacious.
All of these things would culminate in what I consider to be the greatest Daniel Larson freakout of all time. It is also what many consider to be the last. One day, trolls told Daniel that he had a job interview at a Buffalo Wild Wings. Upon entering the store, he asked for the manager, who told him that he had to leave, I assume because he knew who he was. All of this, along with the messages of the trolls, got Daniel so worked up that he would have this meltdown, frothing at the mouth, making terrible threats against people, government officials, and buildings. This stuff was so specific and filled with hate that a lot of it I can't even include. But here is what I can show you.
Kill you! Kill you! Kill you! Call the feds on me, you liar! Bomb! 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 Kill! 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 Go ahead and ban my channel. Make sure I'm homeless for the rest of my fucking life. You do this. No, bitch. Kill, 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 kill.
I think that also Daniel's realizing too with all this that he literally can't go anywhere. He can't go in any buildings without being trespassed. He can't go anywhere. Even when he thinks he has a job interview with someplace, it's the trolls, and he can't escape. So, with paranoid delusion disorder and stuff like that, everything's just impossible for him. And now with him, reacting like this, it's because everything around him is literally artificial, and everything that he believes is true isn't, and he doesn't know what to believe, and so his outward reaction is this burst of anger, and I think this is really what made the FBI actually move in on him.
Kill, 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 kill. Kill, kill, kill.
In my opinion, this is the last nail in the coffin that the feds needed. This video alone could have gotten him some time.
Yep,
but with
I
the
agree.
case that they've been building, it's almost open and shut. And days later, Daniel Larson would be taken into custody, where as of the recording of this video, he still remains. Daniel was charged with making a series of threats against buildings and people. They date back as far as 2023, and his claimed targets vary from non-profit organizations to the White House itself, all of which can be backed up with video proof. Daniel's public defender tried to claim that he was being held unjustly, as Daniel has not been set a bond due to him being claimed a flight risk, and as of this moment, he is still being held without bond. He is also facing up to 60 years in prison, currently fighting a case against people with over a 95% conviction rate. And it's not just Daniel who is facing the consequences for all of these things. The people investigating Daniel's case have also been in contact with a number of his managers, particularly the most recent head manager, Clark, who has posed as Grace numerous times to get Daniel to do things. This is why I believe in the past the feds were asking about Grace. They wanted to know who was directing Daniel and telling him to do these things. It is unknown what consequences await Daniel's managers, just that they are on the radar, and this has caused a good number of them to cut ties with Daniel. The only people still communicating with Daniel in prison seem to be Clark and the real Bob, who has decided to let Daniel back into his life now that he is behind bars. Clark would record a series of phone calls that he had with Daniel from jail, and as of the recording of this video, this is the last known footage we have of Daniel.
This too, it's so sad to hear this because, well, it's sad. You'll hear it.
Daniel. These calls include Clark trying to explain himself as well as get Daniel to apologize, but their main point is to drive home the fact that everything over the course of these past 5 years has been fake, that there is no Grace, no music career, nothing is real.
All of this has been, it's fake, man. I mean, I'm not Clark, I'm not a lawyer, I don't work for Interscope. Grace doesn't even know who, if she knows who you are, she thinks you're a weirdo, and yeah. I mean, and I get some circumstances, but at the same time, you really are a menace to the streets of Colorado. I'm a 20-year-old kid from St. Louis in community college, and I know literally nothing. So... No, I'm in the middle of the most important call of my life right now. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Okay, so...
Sorry, before you say anything, I want to tell you that I am extremely sorry, and I want to try to fix our friendship.
I mean, it's not just... I feel like you have a lot of people to say sorry to, mostly. Not just me, more like Bob and the restaurants and all the people that... Even Grace, in a way, for tormenting her and her family for the past couple of years.
I agree, and I will take the blame, but I want to fix everything. You know, we all make mistakes, and, you know, we all
Ain't gonna save your ass, dude.
I agree, and I know that Bob's been talking to you recently, so I hope you said sorry to him and everything, because I'm surprised he's even still talking to you after everything that went down.
See, the shit that this kid's in. Daniel's in it, but this kid's in it too.
And
You ask me.
With me being honest too, and I regret even all the fake Graces and all that. Yeah, that wasn't right to do for Grace too, because I don't know her in real life, and I know she was probably not happy with people pretending to be her for the past couple years. So that does start with us too. But I mean, the way you took it was a little too far in some ways. And,
Yeah, mentally ill person.
Yeah.
Saying that to a mentally ill person.
I do understand everything I told you, though, in the last call. Like, all of this has been pretty much made up. I know it's hard for you to know, but you got to realize that before the trial, before they think you're crazy. I mean, and
because if they get him on being crazy, they know that it was the troll's fault. That's why he's so scared. He's like, no, you can't look crazy.
Okay, well, I think this was a good conversation, but everything starts with a couple sorries here and there.
This guy's the freaking devil.
Say to like everybody out there, like, because I'm guessing people are gonna get these phone calls through that. So you should, if you want to explain yourself to everybody on Reddit and.
What I want is I want an apology to the entire fan base, and not only his fan base, but I want, an apology going out about.
And once again, Daniel doesn't get it. He doesn't get a thing.
I mean, if we go into detail, it's going to be way too much right now.
True.
You know what I mean? And we're on a timed phone call with, money going through. I'm to a point to where, I want to try to fix this with everything, and I want the real truth to be heard.
This could be one of the last times that we hear from Daniel Larson in a very, very long time. I covered a man called Dimension 7 Yo on this channel, and he went to prison for a similar crime. He spent a year in there and has been released, but under the condition of a media blackout, which I assume Daniel will have as well. There are really only two possible futures for Daniel here in this moment. Either he is going to go to some kind of facility that can properly help him for the rest of his life, or he is going to go to a prison for a while. Maybe
I don't want him to go to prison.
The chance that Daniel somehow worms his way out of this grows distant by the day. The conviction rates are so high for a reason. They don't really charge you unless they know they're going to put you away, or at least strongly suspect that they can do so. Daniel has provided years of concrete evidence why he is a threat to the public, and why if he had any kind of resources, he might act on these things that he says. He is a legitimate danger to society and has proven it on multiple occasions. He has some extremely disturbing predilections, no reservations about doing something to you to benefit him, and absolutely no remorse. I have never seen it. Watching Daniel go from the young man that he was at the Tennyson Center to who he is today is absolutely disturbing. It will be hard to not think of the path that Daniel could have traveled, the one that he seemed to be on the beginning of when he was at the Tennyson Center. Things are so very different now. Daniel has done some absolutely abhorrent stuff and claims it was all in a quest for fame. I guess in a way Daniel really found it, just not in the way he'd expect or understand.
And that is the Daniel Larson documentary. I think that really when you come right down to it, it's a tragic tale of a person that was led. That is what happens when you have mentally ill people online. And unfortunately, there was no one around him to pull him out of it. And this is what happens when someone that's mentally ill gets led into those delusions. It's not supposed to happen, but it happened. And I think it's a failure of not only the government and our systems, his family's systems, his grandmother is a failure, because there should have been somebody to look out for Daniel. You know? The entire thing should have been set up. And unfortunately, it's a failure of those first group homes to not allow him to be online. And unfortunately, he was. And it's history now. Yeah. It's absolutely history now. And whatever is going to happen to Daniel is going to happen to him. And I feel kind of bad for him. I mean, I sincerely hope he gets put into a facility where he can get some real help. He doesn't need to be with us, you know, like, I don't mean like with us, but I mean he doesn't need to be out on the streets. He shouldn't be out on the streets anyways. One of the benefits of him being in jail is that he has a warm place to actually lay his head, food to eat, you know. You could tell that he was not healthy when he tried to lift that bar and he couldn't lift the bar, you know. If you can't lift a bar, you know, just that short spot, like you seriously need to work on your health. Get some good food in you, you know. Put some weight on, you know. A little bit of strength, and as you can see in some of the full body pictures, he was pencil thin, and it's really sad to see somebody put in that state and forced to be in that state. And I truly feel bad for him. And as far as the trolls that actually like led him to this, I hope you get punched in the face, bro, because you guys make me mad. On another note, Cyrax. So I kind of teased that at the beginning. Cyrax, he did it again. And I don't mean what he did a few weeks ago with somebody who I think is underage. Him, you know, showing some stuff, his junk to. He was caught on Snap, either Snap or Facebook. I forget which one it was. It was one of Meta's services. He was caught liking a photo of a 9-year-old, and it's like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Like, just frickin' stop. And like the police, they keep getting called, but they won't do anything. Like, they get, oh my gosh. And like, he's on there making death threats constantly, and he's making he's making threats constantly all over his YouTube. And like, YouTube doesn't do anything about it. Well, I mean, he deletes his stuff, but still at the same time, there's gotta be something that happens to this guy, because it was just getting way out of hand. And the more that he gets away with it, the more he thinks that he can get away with it, you know? And I hope that eventually gets him to slip up to a point where everyone knows and it's clear out in the open. Because he needs to be stopped. Yeah. Anyways, I am Jayce Ran, and I am happy to have entertained you this night. Or whenever you're watching it, you know, it might be a rewatch. But anyways, I hope you guys have a lovely day, a better tomorrow, and a brilliant future. And unlike Cyrax, go out and do stuff. Anyways, I love you guys. Catch you later.